Hey, you guys, it is Ninfun. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. As I always say, you can make more money, but you can't make more time. So I'm grateful for you to taking the time out and blessed to watch this. So welcome to Rise and Grow Your Mind. And today I'm on chapter 5. We got 3 more chapters in the book called Mindset. And we are always talking about fixed mindset and growth mindset. And now we're going to talk about it in the workplace. One of the stories is about Enron. They based a lot of it just in general. Let's not even just talk about Enron. Let's talk about general and for business. A fixed mindset company usually helps people come into the company based off their talent only. What degree that they have, how well they did at another company based off of what have you, makes based on how much money they brought in, this, that, another thing, just talent by itself, right? And when you do that, and you bring people in for talent, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you always base that off of that. Let me get something. Sorry. I need something on my lips. Work on dry lips here. There we go. Okay. So when you always are basing it off of talent only, and you're praising people only for what they've done in the past, maybe what they're currently doing now, but and you're always like, oh, you're doing fantastic, you're doing a great job, you're making this much money, you're only basing it on the results only. A lot of people start to become very egotistical, right? I can do this, I'm doing that, da 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 da. And the people on their team that they have, they become just people that help to boost their ego. They don't want to hear their ideas. They don't want to hear their plans or anything. They're just like, if you don't follow what I say, then you're out of here, right? And a lot of times when they have this fixed mindset, when they start to not do well, they lie. When they start to not do well, they stretch the truth. Their integrity starts to leave them. And so we must be able to have an organization where things are based on truth, integrity, but it's a growth environment. So you can hire people based on talent, but let's talk to people based on growth mindset. So growth mindset business is a little different. You've got people that you probably brought in that are very talented, this, that, and another thing, but they have a team that they work with. They're no longer, their team is not their peons or someone that's making them look good or what have you. They help to cultivate an environment where they are developing people, where people have ideas and they run with those ideas and see how it may or may not work. And in this book, I love it how she had it here, where growth mindset, they ask a lot of questions. If they have mistakes, they fix them. One thing about fixed mindset, if there's a mistake, they're not fixing anything. It's right. Even if the company's being closed down, that's one thing about Enron. I didn't do anything wrong. They're blaming others, what have you, but yet the company is not here, right? They had a lot of integrity issues, that they were lying about things and all of that. My thing had to reconnect there. So they ask a lot of questions. This is a growth mindset work environment. They ask a lot of questions. Their culture is developmental, like they're developing their people. They fix their mistakes when there's mistakes there. They work and encourage others. They share their success and failures. So one thing about fixed mindset, they don't share their success. I did that. I'm the one, blah, blah, blah. But they have a team that helped them to implement that, right? They watch for leaders to emerge. They don't necessarily think that, oh, what we brought in, that's the leader only. They watch for leaders to emerge by developing them, by allowing them to take part in a process that either they all fail or they all succeed in. And they tailor it on creativity. And they will support the person even if, let's say you come up with an idea like, okay, let's go with it. Let's see what happens. And say they fail in that project, whatever. the whole team, even the leader of the team, goes, that's all right, we failed together. What can we do to improve it? They're still supportive of their person that they said, okay, let's go ahead and do this thing, right? They don't feel like, oh, I'm going to get fired next week because I failed in this area. How can we improve this? Oh, we know not to do that again, and so on and so forth. And they're collaborators. They're not just workers, right? They're not just, oh, okay, I'm going to do this, that, and another thing. Also in the book, where is the book at? I don't think I have it on here with me. But anyways, she had something in there where they all come to the table with ideas, right? Great. Awesome. But he's like, I'm going to do half the room. I'm going to need half the room to be devil's advocate and half the room to be supportive. And let's figure out if this is the right plan, right? Teaching people to take criticism, constructive criticism well. Really developing your group and your team and knowing that's in support and love for one another and not for, negativity. Now, that does not mean they don't wean out the people that are not working. They don't wean out the people that are not, improving or developing in the area. So, there's always going to be somebody there that's just not cut out for it, and that's okay, right? But knowing when to be able to go, okay, we've worked to develop you, but this isn't working out, right? So a growth mindset organization is totally different from one that's fixed, okay? And one thing about growth mindset businesses, not all of them succeed, but most of them do. They're not looking at the results necessarily, like they're just not based off only what they did right and only that they're succeeding. What they do is they look at their activities and they work to improve on them. That's a lot of thing when you're in like network marketing. We say focus on your activity and marry the activity and divorce the result, because the result's gonna come as you get better at the activity, as you do a little more in your activity. Sometimes it's just a matter of increasing the numbers, right? It has nothing to do with the fact that you may be very skillful in those areas, but you're only talking to 3 people a day or 1 person a day, and maybe you need to be talking to 50 people a day or 20 people a day or what have you, right? So, and other times it's how your approach to it, your skill in that area, how you're talking to people, how you're reaching out and things of that nature that need to change. So you just need to get skillful in your area, but it's a development process, right? You're developing your skills, you're developing your habits, your actions are becoming one that is successful. And knowing that you're always learning and you're always growing. There is no fixed, I'm here, it's done. No. Every day of your life, if you're breathing oxygen in the air, from the air, right? If you're breathing in your lungs, breathing air in your lungs, you are constantly improving as a person. So I love this section. It was really good, but it was about the business portion and how a lot of stories about like companies like Enron or even AOL and a few of these companies that were here really strong and then boom, they're done because they had leaders that were fixed and they only want to appear that they were winning. And they weren't willing to accept, their mistakes and correct them. They weren't willing to grow and become better leaders. They just wanted to bask in their glory and their ego. And they just weren't willing to make the changes that will improve them as well as improve their organization. So I love this section. It was really great. If you want to get the questions to find out what is your organization like? Is it more fixed or is it more growth? Let me know. Just put below, message me, and I'll contact you and send that out to you. Love you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.